All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Day Trading Futures with JD, and I'm JD. So as I mentioned in my last video, I talked about why I was leaving Apex Trader Funding and moving over to Elite Trader Funding. So I wanted to kind of do a comparison between the two. There are some differences. I'm only going to talk about some of the major differences. I'm not going to talk about how they are alike. I know that they have modeled, I don't know for a fact, but it seems like they have modeled, Elite Trader Funding has modeled some of the benefits and some of the major pluses of that Apex Trader Funding offers. So I wanted to put together a video and kind of show some of the differences. I know a couple of people commented on my previous video where I mentioned that I was leaving Apex. They mentioned some of the benefits Apex has as compared to Elite Trader Funding. And there are some benefits. So I just wanted to kind of put together a short video and just talk about some of the key differences that I found at the time of the recording of this video. Obviously, these are subject to change, and I am not responsible for any inaccurate information, but feel free to do your own due diligence. All right, so I wanted to, some of the key things that I come across in the evaluation process is both allow you to trade up to 20 accounts. However, with Apex Trader Funding, you need their trade copier, that's for NinjaTrader 8, and I think it was $150. I think that's what I paid for it. Whereas when you use multiple accounts with Tradovate, they actually offer trading groups that you can set up for free inside their platform. Okay. Now, if you want to use NinjaTrader 8 and Rhythmic with Elite Trader Funding, well, then you would still need a trade copier, and Apex Trader Funding's trade copier can be used for any evaluation. It's a trade copier for NinjaTrader 8. Okay. So you don't have to just trade with Apex Trader Funding to get the trade copier. Okay. But with Elite Trader and you use Tradovate, you can actually set up a trading group and add all your accounts under that trading group. All right, so next point. With Apex Trader Funding, you will receive 100% of your first $10,000. With Elite Trader Funding, you receive 100% of your first $12,500. You get a little bit more. However, this is one of the things that's different. After you surpass the $12,500, Elite Trader Funding will give you 80% of your profit, whereas Apex Trader Funding is 90%. So you're actually losing 10% moving forward after you reach that first 12,500 or the 10,000. Okay. Now, another part of the evaluation process that's different, Apex Trader Funding, you have to trade for 10 days. So if you have reached your profit target in 2 days or even in 1 day, you have to continue trading for the next 9 days or whatever. You have to trade a full 10 days to be able to complete the evaluation process. With the evaluation process with Elite Trader Funding, the $50,000 account, you can trade for 5 days and complete the evaluation. Okay, they do not require a minimum of 10. I think that the next point I want to talk about is with the Apex Trader Funding, they offer up to a $300,000 evaluation. A lot of people like trading those large accounts, and Elite Trader Funding at the time of recording will only offer there. With Apex Trader Funding, at the time of recording, they only offer Rhythmic and NinjaTrader 8, okay? Whereas Elite Trader Funding, as I mentioned in my previous video, they offer Rhythmic and NinjaTrader 8 plus Tradeovate and TradingView, which can be traded in your browser or as a mobile app. So I know a lot of people, if they have an Apple product, you can't download. I think it's NinjaTrader 8. You can't use that on a Mac. Well, that left them to either get a Windows machine or set up a like a virtual computer, with Google, with the Google instance. Like I've posted a video on how to set up a Google virtual computer. Okay, so if you have a Mac and you want to trade on your phone, on your computer, well, a browser-based trading platform is ideal. Now, NinjaTrader 8, or let me rephrase that. NinjaTrader owns Tradeovate. So I see, that it's in the works. I'm sure that Apex Trader Funding will one day have that option to trade on Tradeovate. However, it's not there yet. But I believe it is coming, and they've been talking about it all year. This is 2022, and they've probably even been talking about it even in the latter part of 2021. But it's in the works. They just don't have a production date, okay? Now, all right, so I think the next point we'll talk about is all the Rhythmic issues. I know I've only kind of pointed out what the major differences are between Apex Trader and Elite Trader. However, I wanted to make this point because this when I initially made this video, I had only went with information that I had done with research. However, I reached out to customer support with Elite Trader Funding, and they've cleared it up. So I would like to make this official. Both companies, Apex Trader Funding and Elite Trader Funding, they will reset your account balance to the previous day's balance if there's a problem with Rhythmic. If you've been using Rhythmic for the data, you understand, and you've probably seen for yourself where there's been data outages, or you went to place an order or exit an order, close the trade, and it didn't work. For some reason, Rhythmic's been having a lot of issues with that. Apex and Elite Trader Funding, they both understand and they see the problem with Rhythmic, and both companies at the time of this recording, they will make good on it. Okay, they will just reset it to the previous day's balance, even if it's a losing trade. All right, now we'll go on to the next point. Now, I will touch on this since we're talking about Rhythmic issues and data issues. I will go ahead and talk about both customer service on both the customer service on both companies seem very responsive, and they're very great. Okay, they're awesome to deal with. So don't let that be an issue. Okay, with your decision as far as with is customer service responsive or not, because both companies have great customer service. All right, so Apex Trader Funding and Elite Trader Funding, both of these companies have a free account reset when the evaluation renews. Now, I know I talked about how I was only going to talk about differences, but I wanted to talk about this because I know a lot of people are new traders when they jump into these funding prop firms, and I think it's key information to know that you don't have to pay for resets unless if it's an additional reset. Okay, that's with both companies. Now, with Apex Trader Funding, it's $80 for an additional reset, and with Elite Trader Funding, it's only $75. So that's a good thing. Now, Apex Trader Funding, they give frequent promotions, generally around holidays. And Elite Trader Funding, this has been the first holiday that I've seen that I've been paying attention to them, and they gave a promotion. So I think they're kind of competing. They're kind of following Apex's. They're kind of following their model with giving promotions. And I think Apex is getting wise to this, because today, which is, let me see what day it is. It's kind of funny. I don't even know what day of the month it is. Okay, today is September 7th. I know we just had Labor Day. Elite Trader Funding closed their promotion, I think, yesterday, the 6th, whereas Apex Trader Funding sent out a message to everyone saying that they will be renewing their promotion and extending it until next week, I think September 13th, if I'm correct. So they're trying to get the edge over Elite Trader Funding. I think they see that Elite Trader Funding is going to be a very, that there's going to be some competition for them. So payouts are going to be different as well, okay? With Apex Trader Funding, the first month, you have to trade for 25 days. Elite Trader, you only have to trade for 20. Now, this is what a lot of people don't like. They don't like their profits being held, right? I mean, if you have a great month and you profit $10,000, $20,000, that profit's going to be held with both companies. The difference is on the fourth month with Apex, there's no max as long as you trade for 10 days and you meet your account balance minimum, okay? So you can pull out your full account. If you've, over a course of 4 months, if you've built up, if you're a great trader and you've built up $50,000 in 4 months, you can pull out that whole $50,000 profit as long as you meet your account minimum. With Elite Trader Funding, you have to, it's the 5th month. So you actually have to hold, they will restrict your withdrawal until the 5th month. So it's a whole extra month. Now, this is something that they haven't really talked about, that I haven't heard many people talk about, is that the minimum account balance for Apex is $2,500. So basically what that means, let's say you go through an evaluation and you pass your evaluation, you hit your profit target of $5,300, and now you get your account. You have to make that $5,200 or $50,250. Man, I can't even talk. You have to meet the account balance before you can pull out a withdrawal. Okay, and that's an extra $2,500. So you have to have 50,000. 52. Golly, man, you have to have $52,500 in the account before you can even make a withdrawal. Okay. With Elite Trader, you only have to have $50,000, 100 over that $50,000. Okay. So, and you can withdraw. Of course, it will have a negative effect on you since this is going to be your trailing stop, 50,100, right? So if you want to pull out, if you have 52,000 in there, let's say if you have a $52,000 account and you pull out 1,000, you can still pull out 1,000 and still be over your trailing stop. Whereas if you have 52,000, you don't get to pull out with Apex Trader Funding because you haven't met your account balance minimum yet. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But y'all can do your own math and figure it out. I don't know. I got a little tongue-tied on that, and I apologize. All right, so let's move on. So I'll say in conclusion, I'll just go ahead and wrap this up. With the conclusion, I think both companies are great. If you don't mind Rhythmic and NinjaTrader 8, you can actually use both, right? So like if you wanted to use if you wanted to trade with Apex and let's say another company that used Rhythmic, like UProfit or One Trader or somebody like that, you would actually have to have a different computer, different IP address to be able to log in, and different logins with Rhythmic. Okay. Now, of course, if they find out you're using two different logins, then one of the accounts will get banned, or so they say. So I can see how using Apex and Elite Trader Funding will actually be a benefit for people that want to have, I don't know, 20, 30 accounts or 40 accounts potentially, because you can run 20 with Apex using Rhythmic, and then you can open up a browser and run 20 accounts running Elite. Okay, so that's the potential there. It's not violating any rules with Rhythmic because you're maxed out on a Rhythmic, and then you're maxing out with Tradovate. Okay, so technically you could run 40 accounts and just have it in two separate windows. You know, you could have your window with your NinjaTrader, then you could have a window with your browser over on the side for Elite. I think that's a win-win, and I think then you can stay a customer and you can be part of both great companies. I see a huge potential with that. I don't know if anybody's talked about that, but I can see that happening. So if y'all would like to sign up for Prop Firm, if you're new to prop firms, do your own due diligence, look into it. I'm still in my evaluation with Elite. I do like the convenience of just opening up my phone, letting my Face ID with my Apple phone open up my Tradovate mobile app and entering a trade whenever I want, right? I love that availability. I don't have to watch charts all day. I set up an alert with my trading view, with my trading view indicator that I have. And as soon as I get the alert, I don't care if I'm driving down the road or it doesn't matter if I'm grocery shopping. I just pull right over, open up my app, and boom, make a trade. Okay, so I love that convenience. And as I mentioned, Apex Trader Funding has extended their promotion until September 13th. It's still 80% off. Links are down in the description to sign up today. Y'all sign up and put some comments down below. Let me know if you signed up, and hopefully this video has opened some interest. And good luck trading, and stay tuned. I think I'm going to talk about in the next video. Maybe I'll talk about my new strategy that I've worked on that's actually helped me pass. I've passed a total of 15 Apex evaluations, and I'm working on passing the Elite Trader Funding. So we'll see. All right, guys, thanks a lot for viewing, and stay tuned to the next one.